Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Grandmaster GM Battleground with Hunter. For my subclass, I'll be using Night Stalker. For my kinetic, I'll be using the pink version, Wish Ender. Next, I'll be using the Arc Sky Rifle with the Shoot to Loot. Next, I'll be using Taipan Linear Fusion Rifle. This week, I decided to go for Hunter, Night Stalker, and yes, of course, Wish Ender. I'm going to skip all these ads and then just make my way to the next section. This is going to be the Battlegrounds, but the Europa version. Woo! Or boo. You know, no one really likes Battlegrounds, but because Battlegrounds is a GM, and I'm going to run away from this Arcanite. I already know it's going to one-shot me. We're going to deal with a lot of barrier champions. A lot of ballerina twirly champions. It's going to be so fun for you guys, but not for me. This is going to be a nightmare. So before we do anything, I like to take down this barrier champion as fast as I can. Why? Because he shoots solar. 2, I don't like him, and he always gets in the way. And then fighting the console aim assist, just pray for the Bungie and Decade and the Traveler that he will cooperate with you. If not, then you will have to go and then just make your way from the left side. You can go on top of these little ledges or these mini platforms where you can deal with the dregs, the champions. And you can also throw your suppressing grenade or vortex grenades. Anything you want. You want to make sure you take down all these fallen mini bars or gold bars. The most dangerous is the mini gold bar fallen captains. They're probably the most annoying to deal with because they teleport left and right like a Pikachu. Yes, I'm going to make a reference for that, even though I'm not a fan of Pokemon too much. Then we got these Shank Snipers, which you need to take down. They can snipe you. There's going to be a couple of snipers as well. And let's not forget the Vandals that love to throw arc grenades. Like this, for example. Another reason why I am using a Sky Rifle, which I forgot to mention, with Shoot to Loot, is to grab as much heavy ammo as I can so I don't have to waste, or so I don't have to walk around and just pick up ammo. But yeah, this is going to be really fun. I mean, look at all these gold bar snipers. And then the worst part about this room is you have to clear all the ads. So even though you take down the champions, it doesn't really matter. You have to clear everything. You can also jump and just stay at the left side area, which I will show very soon if you want to clear the ads more faster. For me in this run, I was just playing very passive. And during this run, I had COVID. I was still recovering from COVID. So this footage is not going to be the cleanest. It will be very decent. But yeah, look at this. Watch him do the twirly. Go ahead, I dare you. Did you see that? He did this dance move. I dare you, Bear Champion. I just hate when they do that. It's such a Bungie, you know? So Bungie. Once we clear as much as we can, if you are low on heavy, you can pick up the heavy bricks if you want to. It is up to you. But yeah, this is really fun. I mean, look at all these ads. Gosh, this is going to be exciting. You can also use a machine gun, by the way. And if anyone remembers a month ago where there was a glitch with the craft weapons where you can have infinite amounts of machine gun ammo, or pretty much anything. And not only that, well, it's basically stronger than Wish Ender, and you can clear all the ads, this glitch. I actually didn't have time to use it because, you know, COVID and stuff, but Yeah, it was crazy. Everyone was having fun. But yeah, isn't this fantastic? Gosh, these guys are extremely tanky. You will have to move or push forward to bait these ads, to bait these vandals. But as I said before, I was playing passive for this run, and I wasn't 100% recovered from COVID, so bear with me for this footage. I wasn't playing at my best, and it was nearly impossible because after I got this run done, my fever was actually 102 or probably 3. So there was a lot of sacrifices for this video. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can say for that. But now we're gonna have Barrier Champion. Oh gosh, this adorable baby servitor. Also, spam your super as much as you can. If you do see a Barrier Champion or any champion, just spam it because this is the room where you actually need to clear all the ads as fast as you can. If you can. If not, it doesn't really matter too much. You can play as passive as much as you can. Just be aware of all these snipers. And let's not forget the baby servitors. Yes, there's actually baby servitors. Well, mini servitors. I mean, look at this. Isn't he just so cute? But he's so tanky. I mean, look at this guy. I'm doing 35k precision shots with a linear. And it's still not really doing enough damage. I mean, wow. This is really fun. And then let's not forget the sniper shanks. Be careful with them because they can two-shot you if you're not careful. Which is why I recommend to have double arc resilience. But yes, just make sure you clear all the ads and you can stand here to bait them. I didn't do it so much for this footage, not a lot. But as I said before, I wasn't at my best for this run. I wasn't feeling well. And then halfway at the video, I think I accidentally turned on my mic and then you'll see like a mic icon and it was literally me coughing and coughing while doing this solo run. So yeah, it's not looking good for me, but hey, I got platinum. That's the good news. And we got the run done. Because these ads are being such a Bungie, I decided to collect some heavy and then deal with these ads. Gosh, this just gets better and better. Once you do a clear amount of ads, then there'll be more champions. Sadly. And not only that, it gets better. We also get this tanky mini boss, which I will do it many times, skip up the DPS damage. I did pull back. I don't trust them. But yeah, they are extremely tanky. And I backed away because I heard the explosive shanks. So I didn't trust myself because my awareness was not good for this run, so I had to pull back and see what's going on. And there was just more ads that were spawning, and I had to make sure I be extremely careful. There was also these invisible fallens that can two-shot you, but one-shot you if you are half health. So just be aware of the fallen captains. They're the ones that are going to give you a hard time. I really despise them because they teleport, they run away, then they come back. You can see here, for example. And then we got these shanks from far distance, and they have this solar shield. You can also use your super. I really try my best to get rid of them because they shoot this void which can hurt your poor guardian. But yeah, you just take your time. You don't have to rush. I mean, there's really no rush for this. It's just almost infinite amount of ads that you have to take down to get it done, basically. It is such a drag. I wish I could just take down the champions and then skip all these ads. It would make this run much more faster, but it's never gonna happen. So we have to spam Wish Ender. Yes, the pink version. And then just make sure I don't get sent back to orbit from these arc grenades. You can also shoot the arc grenades with your scout rifle to cancel its attack. I don't think I actually shot the grenades for this footage, but I did in the past. I probably did on other videos, but not for this run. But yeah, if you stay in here, you can bait the ads to push. And if you're on Warlock, you can just spam your healing thrift, you can spam your machine gun, you can spam your Void Walker, grenade build, with Controverse hold. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with different types of subclasses. But yeah, let me introduce you the most tankiest boss. So there is a couple of snipers that were in the way. Just make sure you take them down before taking down the mini boss. There should be a champion around here. From what I remember, there is one more that is hiding. But just be super cautious with the snipers. They're really hard to see. Just be extremely patient and take them down if you do see them. I try to take down the snipers first before dealing with the mini boss. But yeah, you can see he's extremely tanky. And if you want to, you can just clear all the ads and then deal with the mini boss. Even if you kill the boss first, you still have to clear all the ads, which is such a bummer. Because I thought on my other run that if I take down the boss, you can despawn all the ads. Well, I was wrong, by the way, so it doesn't really work. Which is sad because it would make life much easier. And wow, this fallen guy is just not happy. They don't like hunters. Great. Now we got a barrier twirling ballerina champion hiding. He just won't be aggressive. Be aggressive. Show off your dance moves. Gosh. It did it on the Warlock run, not on my Hunter. There we go. There's a twirly I know so much about. There's a twirly ballerina moves. Take down a barrier champion. Its solar attack is extremely dangerous. Highly recommend get rid of it as soon as possible. We got gold bar fallen captains. Make sure you debuff them with the artifact mod. And now the beauty of time skip. I'm going to do as much DPS as I can to deal with this mini boss, so I'm going to do a mini time skip. Once I take down this mini boss, he was just so tanky. I actually had to use a lot of my heavy for this run. Now we get to deal 2 more ads, but you can see here, even though I took down the mini boss, it didn't despawn the ads. I really wish they could have despawned the ads when I take down the mini boss. I really hate it and despise it with all of my Bungie. But we finally was able to clear this room from what I see. I mean, it's not really a strike. Battlegrounds is not really a strike. I'm not really sure what to say. So we cleared down this room and now we're just going to proceed to the other room so we can clear more ads. With the power of the invisibility, I'm going to skip all these Arcanites and then just make my way to the next section because I don't want to waste time, and of course I don't want to waste your time. So we're going to turn invisible and then just make our way. Just skip all these wizards, all these ads that make no sense. There's no champions here, so you don't really have to worry about clearing all the ads. And you don't have to worry about champions at that part. Now after we pass the little mini tunnel area, Now we have to deal with champions. A lot of ballerina twirls. Not only that, there is an unstoppable champion from the left side. Just be aware of the acolytes. The reason why I didn't really focus on the champions is because these acolytes throw fire at your guardian and they're pretty accurate. So there are times where the acolytes can actually throw fire at where you're standing right now. That's why I highly recommend to take down the acolytes first and then deal with the champions last. Well, after you take them down, if they are close by. But the barrier from the right side, it's always standing at that part. You will always get him. The unstoppable champion can be unpredictable. You can see here that he was being aggressive and now he's just pulling back like a Bungie. Like, look at this guy. He's just going so slow, like an elevator from Scarlet Keep. Gosh. And here's the sad part. There's actually 2 more ballerina twirly champions. Now we got unstoppable being aggressive, by the way. And then it stops shooting void. Oh, great. Please make up your mind, unstoppable champion. What do you want from me? Are you gonna shoot void or not? But yeah, just be careful with unstoppable champion when doing DPS. You can also crouch to do DPS. And then the knights, well, the champions, my bad, they won't really shoot too much of their void attack. And then the arc knights, you just have to take cover. You can see here, the unstoppable champion's trying to shoot void at me. And you could just take cover from the right side and then you can save yourself from going back to orbit. But yeah, I really hate this part. Gosh, twirling, dancing moves. Go ahead, I dare you. I dare you to do it again. Do it again, show it off to the guardians. Gosh, I really hate this. And then look, this arc captain is doing twirly ballerina dances as well. And I got trapped into the hive trap. Oh gosh, this is extremely dangerous. Because of that, I pulled back a bit. It was a bit scary that I got trapped there. And then we got more of the twirly moves for the arc captains. I don't know what's going on over here. I mean, these arc captains are copying the barrier champions of the ballerina twirls. I mean, what the Bungie is going on in this run, this battleground? I know I make fun of barrier champions on my Scarlet Key video, but this is kind of ridiculous over here. Why are the arc captains doing the same thing? This is just scary. I mean, really, they're acting like champions over here. I mean, look how tanky they are. I mean, look at this. It is pretty ridiculous. No wonder a lot of players did the weapon craft glitch. I don't blame them. I mean, look at this. Look at this, guys. Isn't this ridiculous? Now we finally clear out a bunch of ads, and then the bad thing about this room is even though you take down all the champions, it won't despawn the ads. You have to clear every single detail, arc knight, acolytes, all the ads before you can proceed to the next area. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. But yeah, isn't this just fantastic? This is fun. Oh my gosh. I really love battlegrounds. I'm just looking for heavy right now. That's why I was just jumping and looking. Now we get to go to the next area. Gosh, this is going to be so fun. I mean, can you imagine more champions? But guess what, guys? More champions. And he did the ballerina twirl. My goodness, how many times? I think maybe 8 times so far. Another one? Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. I mean, wow. They really are going all at it. They really want to show off the dance move to Guardians. But just be aware of the solar attack. Always attack, always do DPS. Try to take them down as soon as possible. We also got this Arc Knight that is being aggressive. So make sure you take him down. There is also snipers up ahead. I try to be very careful with them because there are times where they almost two-shot me and I wasn't being careful. And this is when it was my first run because I didn't know there were champions. Well, I didn't know there were snipers. My bad for that. Because guess what? There's more champions. 2 more champions. Yeah, this is really fun. Oh my goodness. I'm having the best day ever. Happiest guardian in my life. Well, the bad news is we ran out of heavy. So that's not looking good. How am I going to take down the shiny mini boss that's going to activate the Shriekers? And we got another champion. And of course, once again, we're low on heavy. Not looking good so far for me. So that means I had to rely on Wish Ender to do DPS. And yes, this is a nightmare. But basically, that's all I can do. I mean, I got no linear fusion rifle. I mean, there's really nothing I could do. And plus, I don't got my super. So, best thing I could do is just Wish Ender away. And now, here's the best part. Yes. We want to take down the shiny Acolyte. And because I don't want to deal with it too much, I'm actually going to not go down. And I really want to take down this mini boss. So this guy over here, he can actually activate the Shrieker. So I'm going to try my best to see if I can take him down. But unfortunately, because I don't have my super, he's going to spawn the Shriekers. Well, he's going to wake them up. Disable my super. Disable my grenade. Disable my smoke melee attack. Yeah, it's not really looking good, right? But the good news is I didn't go down, so I could just stay here and then take down the mini boss. I don't have to worry about anything. I mean, isn't this fun? I mean, if only I had my linear fusion rifle, I could take down this guy fast, but I can't. I can't. Also, the one thing I like about this mini boss is he likes to give all the ads overshield, including champions. That's why it's best to take him down. But it doesn't really matter for this one because you can just take your time dealing with the champions at this spot. No joke or over exaggerating. I'm dead serious. Just make sure you do precision shots so he won't run away and hide behind a wall. So if you look over here, I'm trying my best to do precision shots because if you don't, he's going to hide. You can see here, he's about to hide again. And what I should have done over here is just keep using Wish Ender. Because Wish Ender just does more damage. And it can really help so much. So I took down the mini boss and now we're going to deal with these invisible Fallens and later on the champions. I did saw some heavy, so pretty happy about that. Now we get to deal with the bigger champion. Oh gosh, more ballerina twirls. Just gets better and better. Alright, let's see if I can get those precision shots on PS5. Let's see if I can do it. I think I'm making it work, guys. I'm getting my precision shots. I think I'm gonna make it. I'm on a streak. And there we go. I think we did a really good DPS. And we got another champion somewhere. He's hiding. I can sense it. He is somewhere. I have a feeling there is another bigger champion. But I am taking down these acolytes because they can throw fire. And I don't trust them. And just remember, when you do go down, you have to deal with these Shriekers, the 2 Shriekers. Just to let everyone know, especially if you did not take down the mini boss quickly. But yeah, there's all these Arknights. I mean, you don't have to take them down, but I do recommend it because they sometimes, well, they get aggressive and they throw arc at you. But you don't have to stand here to take them down. You can go down if you want to. For me, I don't trust them. And I'm playing passive for this run. But But yeah, isn't this fun? Just be very careful because the Arcanites can hide. You can see here, this guy's hiding. He's being a Bungie. I'm so confused. My Guardian's so confused. You can also take advantage of the Scout Rifle if it does have explosive payload. I lost my patience there, so I just cannot deal with this Arcanite. So I decided to just go down, deal with the Shriekers. But like I said, you don't have to deal with the Arcanites. I just don't trust them, alright? You don't have to stand at the top and take your time. I know it would take longer, and I know some players don't like taking longer runs, but you know, it's just a passive way, and yes, I knew it. There's another bigger champion at the bottom. There is invisible Fallens that can mess up your DPS. I'm trying to use my super, and gosh, this is what happens when there is no Void Surge for this week. I know for Scarlet Keep or last week it was Void Surge, but for this one I don't think it's Void Surge at all. Such a bummer and a disappointment. The run could have been much more faster if it did have Void Surge, but even though there's no Void Surge, the linear fusion rifle I'm using is still strong. But yeah, look at all these Arcanites, and you're probably thinking, alright, well, since you took down all the champions, can you despawn the ads? No. Unfortunately, no. You still have to clear all the ads. Yes, once again for the third time, which is pretty sad, by the way. You have to clear all the ads to proceed to the next area, and we do have another champion from the backside. Unstoppable champion, and then I'm assuming, I'm trying not to remember right now, there is probably another bigger champion. Yes, I know, it's ridiculous. We got so many champions. I feel like it's a copy and paste for this area. Like, I don't know what's going on with the game design, but it's a bit too much champions if you ask me. I think for this battleground thing, you know, it's not really a strike, honestly. I feel like it has more champions than Scarlet Keep. And people complain about there are too many champions in Scarlet Keep. But not enough players are complaining about Battlegrounds having too many champions. But yeah, wow, look at this. Look at this unstoppable champion fire distance. The reason why I'm not going closer is because there's another champion that I need to take down. He should be around here. I don't know why he's hiding from you guys. I swear to the Bungie and to the Cade and to the Traveler, there should be another bigger champion somewhere. I can sense it. See, I told you guys. I knew it. I knew there was another bigger champion. I can hear the footsteps. The ballerina twirls. Alright, it did it again, did it? Gosh, it just gets better and better this run. Take down the Arc Captain or the Arc Knight before dealing with the bigger champion. The Arc Knight will always try his best to mess up your DPS with the champion. Or you can use your super multitask. So once we clear all the ads, everything, now we could just go to the next area. I know, right? It's so fun. Wow. It just gets better. I mean, isn't this run, this battlegrounds, fantastic? I mean, isn't it challenging? And gosh, the lasers. Anyway, you gotta be extremely careful with this. Just make your way pass through this room and be careful with the lasers and the grenades from the bottom. Just be cautious and be careful with the barrier teleportation champions that just appear in front of you with no warning, by the way. I really don't like this. I mean, who thought it'd be a good idea to just pass the lasers? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, bigger champions appear, both of them. I'm sorry, guys. Can you imagine new players? They're playing their first time, passing the lasers, all stressed out. And then these two barrier champions just pop out of nowhere, and then they just send all three of them back to orbit. This is bad layout design. I don't like it. I'm sorry, guys. I have to make a rant about it. This is a definition of copy and paste more champions to make it challenging, even though it's not challenging. Alright? Perfect example. Anyway, back to solo. I'm really speechless right now, but we did saw two barrier champions that teleported. They just spawn out of nowhere with no warning, and now they're backed away with more champions. So now there's a lot of champions here. I could be mistaken. Let me try to remember and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's actually probably 5 barrier champions, or 4. And then we got a cute, adorable baby servitor from the back. I mean, look at him. Isn't he just so cute? He's so adorable. So make sure you take down the barrier champions first before dealing with the servitor. Now, if you are feeling confident in a Bungie, you can also multitask of dealing with the barrier champion. You want to deal with the barrier champions first, and then deal with the mini boss shanks. But yeah, wow, look at this. Twirling ballerina twirls from the left side. Do I hear second? I see a second twirling barrier champion. Again. It's like dancing. This is like the dancing room. Honestly, guys, I'm so speechless right now. What is with all these twirling champions for this Grandmaster? I am so confused right now, but make sure you spam your linear heavy or your linear fusion rifle to deal with these barrier champions. Forget about the wizards. For now, they're not important. You want to deal with the barrier champions as fast as you can. If you don't, they're going to push away, they're going to move, and it's just going to be a nightmare. You have to take them down as much as you can. Once you do, then you can take down the baby servitor from the backside that's just looking away left and right. The reason why I turned invisible is I was just looking. You know, I actually lost counted of how many barrier champions. Then I saw there was one barrier champion. And because of that, I couldn't take down the baby servitor champion. I had to take down this last barrier champion before dealing with the other one. But yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, what is going on? It's basically Bungie champions. I'm gonna call this room the Bungie room. Bungie barrier champions and annoying wizards. That's gonna be the title for this room. But yeah, seriously, guys, there's just too many champions in this room. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, there's one more in the back. And make sure you take him down. And make sure you have enough heavy. Now, I could have used my super. I was saving my super to deal with the wizards. That's the reason why I didn't really use it. But maybe I should have used it earlier. But like I said, guys, I had COVID when I was doing this run. So this run isn't really the most fastest run ever. I would say it's decent. Decent enough. And it's just too many things going on. I mean, look at this barrier champions hiding. Really hate when champions do this. And I can't really get closer because the problem is there's two wizards. I don't want them to see me because the problem is if they see me, then they're going to spam their archive blast at me. And it's just so painful. It's just something I don't want to deal with. But yeah, you notice over here that the barrier champion is just teleporting, going left and right. But the thing is you have to fight to take it down and then just spam linear. Here, I wanted to just spam it as much as you can. And then there's times where I don't, even though I do precision shots. Oh gosh, really barrier champion? Are you serious, barrier champion? Baby servitor? Betray me, guys. I swear, it betrayed me. How could you do this to me? I was about to take down this baby servitor. It's like, nah, Blitz, not today. And then I just decided to hide behind the wall. How dare you? I just wasted 6 ammo of my, well, 8 linear fusion rifles of my life. You can see here I lost patience. I said I'm done. I'm just going to take down this annoying wizard. But yeah, if you can't take down the barrier champion, and if he's being a Bungie, the baby servitor, well, just use your super for the wizards. And then once you do enough damage, then just try your best to bait the bear champion, because wow, it's just gonna be interesting. Now we got all these thralls being aggressive. I was hoping they can drop some heavy. Because I'm low on heavy bricks. Then all these cursed thralls just out of nowhere spawn. But the good news is we got heavy. So now I can actually deal with the baby servitor. And then the wizard saw me. Oh great, this is gonna be fun. So the wizard saw me, unfortunately, and I wanted to see if I can take it down. Another thing I forgot to mention, by the way, is once you take down all the barrier champions, turn invisible and then just walk inside a room, double check stuff, and then pull back so you can get the objective of defeat the wizards, or defeat the 3 wizards. From what I remember, I have not tested on GMs, but I have not tested on Grandmaster, but I remember on Legend mode, I was killing the wizards, but then they keep respawning again and again and again. This was on Legend mode. This was a long time ago. So from what I'm thinking, by the way, is you must take down all the champions, then try to just walk to the little room and then pull back so you can get the objective of defeat the 3 wizards. Just for advice, if anyone is curious of why the wizards keep respawning again and again and again. Alright, we defeated 2 wizards. 1 more to go. And unfortunately, this baby servitor is not cooperating with me. Oh gosh, this is probably the most stubborn baby servitor I have ever seen. I mean, I know Devil's Lair. They're pretty annoying. I mean, look at this. Oh my Bungie. What a stubborn little Bungie baby servitor. I mean, my goodness. What's going on over here? He does not want to be taken down. He wants me to stay in this infinite Bungie room. The good news is I used my super. Please don't hide. Please, for the love of the traveler. What is going on? Yeah, this baby servitor doesn't like me. Blitz, you can't get me. You can't get me, Blitz. Why won't you just die, baby servitor? I just want to get this done. Why are you not cooperating with me? You cooperate with big YouTubers, but why not me? What did I do to deserve this? Oh wait, that's right, the Devil's Lair of me spamming Lemonarch, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count, baby servitor. I decided to collect some heavy because the baby servitor, the baby champion, it made me use and waste a lot of my heavy ammo. I mean, there was just nothing I could do, by the way. We are at the last wizard. And make sure you take them down because they throw fire. Yes, no joke. I'm joking or over-exaggerating. They throw fire at you. And just be aware when you do break the shield of the wizard, he's going to hide and it's going to be extremely painful. For me, by the way, I actually prefer to use my super at the wizard, but the problem is I used it on a baby servitor because he was just not cooperating with me, and I lost my patience. Because of that, I had to use my super. Even though I didn't want to use it, I just had no choice. It was just moving around, it wasn't cooperating. But you can see here the wizard just loves to move around. I should have went a little bit more forward towards the wizard. But all these ads were in the way, so that means I had to clear all the ads and then deal with the wizard. It was just something really annoying to do. But I could have gotten this run done more faster if I had my super. But you know, no one's perfect, so things happen. Wow, this guy does not want to be taken down. You can also throw your suppressing grenade. For this footage, I did forget to use it, but make sure you throw your smoke or your grenades so you can blind it a bit, and then you can do some damage towards this wizard. So that's just another tip. And my gosh, he's just so tanky. My goodness. Finally, we can just go to the next area, but I really don't like this room because you have to clear all the ads. Even though you take down all the champions, it's just a pain. Complete pain in the Bungie. Now we're gonna go to the next area. I decided to just emote behind a wall. Just be very careful if you are planning to do this method. I would recommend just to go on top of the pillar, on top of the platform. I just did this method because, well, I just lost my patience. Just be very careful because sometimes the thralls can push you off the wall. It has happened to me before. So just be super careful if you are planning to do this method. I would recommend just go for the other method. So I'm going to do a time skip here, by the way, since I'm just spamming emote. Once we wait for 2 minutes of our life, no joke, by the way. Now we're going to be dealing more barrier champions. Yeah, it's going to be really fun, right? You can also use your super. Just be very careful and try to use your super as fast as possible before the thralls try to push you. But yeah, there is a barrier champion. Acolytes throwing fire at you. Just spam your super. Spam your linear fusion rifle if you have it. You can also hide under the stairs and then just spam Wish Ender. Just be very careful with the wizard. I was worried about the wizard of his Kai Blast. That's why I was playing extremely passive for this part. So once we take down the wizard, now it'll be easier to deal with the beer champion. And this beer champion is being extremely smart. I mean, look at this. It doesn't want to walk away or back away now because it's by itself. And I'm trying to spam linear fusion rifle at it, but keeps just standing at that spot, which is really hard for Wish Ender to do DPS. I mean, wow, look at this. Isn't this just so frustrating? And during this part, I'm going to do the cheese method. So on my last footage, I actually didn't do the cheese method. But for this one, I'm definitely going to go for the cheese method. I'm going to hug the wall from the right side. And then go on top of these wires. That basically look like the ones from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And we're going to just spam DPS. Yes, no joke. I'm going to be using linear as much as I can. I mean, wow, isn't this just fun? Now, the one thing you have to be very careful with the boss is its void tracking attack. So this boss likes to use this void tracking, and it can hurt you. What you can do is you can use your Wish Ender. I'm not sure if the Scout Rifle would be better, but you can use your Wish Ender, or if you can, a Scout, to take down these void tracking. This void attack that tracks you. Or if you want to do it the easy way, like me, you can just smoke invisible yourself and then just wait for the tracking to go to a different direction. If you want to go that method. If not, you can take down the void tracking attack if you want to. If not, well, you could just turn invisible on yourself and then just wait for it to go somewhere else. You can see here that the void tracking was about to attack me, but because I want to go for the smart way, and I'm not really rushing for a speed run, I'm just gonna use a smoke on myself if it tries to use that attack. So once again, is using that attack, I just throw smoke, I dodge it. But yeah, isn't this just fun? Just be aware of the acolytes. If you see them, take them down. They can actually throw fire at the wires at where you're standing. You can also go to the opposite side, but for this footage, I just stayed most of the time at the left side. I haven't done any testing on the right side so much, but you can go from the right side wires if you prefer that method. Isn't this just fun? And remember guys, it's infinite ads. So all these ads you see, they're going to spawn again and again, again. I mean, it's just fantastic. Great game design, right? We gotta make sure we do precision shots to the Shrieker. So right now I'm just trying my best to do as much DPS as I can. My gosh, this just gets better and better, right? Now, once we do half damage to the boss, we're going to be dealing with, well, more champions. From what I remember, and I could be mistaken, is there should be a barrier champion around here. If not, I think there is one at the last phase. I could be mistaken, by the way, but we see a barrier champion. So if you see the barrier champion, take him down if you see him, and try to take down all these Arc Knights. They are extremely dangerous, and the wizards can hurt you as well. So just be careful. If you see them from the right side, take them down. And you don't have to worry about the barrier champion so much. I mean, the most important is survivability. Just take your time. You can play passive as much as you can and just deal all these ads. If you do see heavy, you can just switch to your Scout Rifle to grab the heavy instead of just going over there. So now we see the Void, well, the barrier champion. I see him and I'm trying to see if I can bait him after I take down these acolytes. I saw the barrier champion doing the ballerina twirl from the right side. I use my super because I don't trust this barrier champion. I want to take them down as soon as possible. You can see here he's starting to move away, which is not looking good. But we did manage to take him down as soon as possible. Now this is going to be probably the most nightmare part. This is the area where there's going to be infinite amounts of wizards and infinite amount of Arknights. You must take down these Arknights so you can grab the Arc Orb. Now, what I like to do right here, everyone's different. If I do have suppressing grenades, I like to throw it. And then take him down. And then grab the orb. So you only have to do it 5 times. There is also a cheese method where you can do the dunk glitch, but I'm not going to do it in this footage. I could do it, by the way, but I'm not. Okay, I'm going to be a nice person and not do it. But it does save a lot of time, by the way, especially for speedrunning. But these Arc Captains, not Knights, my bad for that. These Arc Fallens are extremely annoying. Just be super cautious with them. I wanted to see if I can do enough damage so I could just use my finisher. That's why I was multitasking. Just see if I can use my finisher and then just dunk 2 orbs in one go. But you can see here, this guy is a pain. Gosh. And then you grab the orb and you only have 20 seconds and just ignore the wizard. There's going to be infinite amount of ads, and every time you dunk an orb, by the way, they're going to spawn more ads. That's basically how it goes. I know it's weird and awkward. Why infinite ads? I mean, that's how it is for this GM. But once we dunk 1 orb, then I'm going to see if I can take down the wizard. I was trying to see where he is, because sometimes when I'm trying to take down or do some damage to the Arc Captains, the Fallens, the wizards can sometimes mess up my DPS. Now the Arc Fallen. You can see he's right there shooting solar. And it's Solar Surge, so they could do a lot of damage, but here's an example why I try to take down the wizards. And hopefully I can do enough damage so it can be in the finisher mode. So once it's low health enough for me to use finisher, everything looks good to go. I was just double checking to see if it's safe to spam my invisibility and then just grab the orb. So once I feel it's safe, then I go and use my finisher. I grab the arc charge or orb. I ignore the wizards and ignore the curse thralls. Just be very careful with the curse thralls. They can one-shot you. Then I pull back. I mean, isn't this fun? And just be careful and hug the wall. Hug the wall so you won't fall down. I mean, look at this. I was being a little careless there. And yes, extremely careless. My goodness. The hunter is slipping off the pillar. Another method you can do is you can go for the second method to get on top of the mini cheese spot. You can see a pillar from the back side, from the right side. It's really easy to jump from this mini spot on Warlock and of course Titan. But you could just jump on the platform shaped as a door on top of it, and then you could just go left or right of the wires. You can see there. But anyway, more infinite amount of wizards. Great. This is so fun. I mean, wow. And we get to deal with more acolytes. I mean, it just gets better. I just don't trust them because they throw fire. A lot of fire. I was trying to see if I can throw my suppressing grenade once again so I can have it blind for a while. So I tried. I don't think I was able to blind him. Let's find out together. Yeah, I missed my suppressing grenade, so my bad for that. But you can see perfect example of what it does when you don't blind it. He will hide. You can see here. He will hide. He will use his solar attack. And he's just going to be extremely not cooperative. It's going to be a nightmare. So I tried to bait and wait for him to move. But this is why I just tried to make sure I throw my suppressing grenades so it could be blind for a bit. Or if I can, and I don't know why my hunter jumped to the other side, my bad for that, I can debuff the fallen captain so it won't move around too much. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. I mean, it's the wires, invisible walls, invisible platforms. It's making my hunter all awkward. But don't worry, this fallen captain eventually will peek out. And then I can finally just use my wish ender. And of course, I lose my patience. I go for plan B. This is plan B. I just go and use my finisher for this fallen dude. Grab the orb. And then dunk it. But yeah, that's plan B if the other fallen is not cooperating. The good news is 2 more to go. 2 more to go, and then we can just do DPS at the last phase. And now, more acolytes. So, from what I remember, during the last phase, there's probably going to be 1 more barrier champion after this phase. I thought there was going to be a barrier champion, well, 2 of them, during this phase, but I was wrong. Because if it was 2 barrier champions, it would have been easier, and then I could just do DPS at the last phase. But I could be mistaken. So now, 2 more orbs, 2 more orbs to go. So I have to take down 2 of the Arc Fallens. So I was double checking to see if it has finisher, and it does. So I'm going to use it. Ballerina twirl and just grab it. Then we have 1 more to go. Pretty excited, right? And just make sure you don't go too near of the cursed thralls because they can hurt you. So right now I'm just being careful here. I'm gonna hug the wall and then just go on top of these wires. Gosh, this is gonna be interesting. Now we got a wizard. Make sure you take down the wizard when you do see it. They can hurt you. They can mess up your DPS with the arc captains. Well, arc fallens. They are infinite. I really despise it. They have a timer. Even though you clear all the ads, they have a timer, and then they're gonna spawn again and again and again. Trust me, I have tested the non-chase method. It's not a fun experience. So now we're gonna be throwing the suppressing grenade to deal with the final arc captain. The reason why I want to take him down than the other one is during the last phase can be a bit, well, things can go bad. During the last phase, you gotta make sure the arc fallen captain doesn't see you when you are at that wire at the last phase. I take him down so I can try to make him not see me at the next phase. Now, if he does see me, he's gonna spam his fire. And for plan B, if he does start to throw fire at me and then I'm not able to take down the wizards and the acolytes in time, I usually go to the opposite direction of the wires. Now, the good news is that the arc fallen captain, right? It did eventually stop seen me. I think what I did for this footage is I threw my suppressing grenade. But you can see here that this is not looking good. We got the Arc Shrieker. We got the boss that sees me. We got a wizard that sees me. But you can see a perfect example why I don't want him to see me. And like I said, if things are not going so well, you can see over here, you could throw your suppressing grenade. Or if that doesn't work, you gotta go to the opposite direction of the wire. Now, I finally was able to blind that Scorn Fallen. Well, I mean that Arc Fallen Captain. So now I can crouch. I can ignore the Arc Captain. And I could just deal with the wizards without the captain shooting solar at me. So once the Arc Captain doesn't see you, then you're good to go. You can take your time with the barrier champion. But like I said, guys, you will have to go to the opposite direction. If you do miss your suppressing grenade, or if it's not working out, you have to go to the opposite direction. You can also use your super as well. If the if the fallen captain is bothering you, I would prefer to use your super at the boss, but if it is a sacrifice you're willing to make, if you do want to hang around at this mini cheese spot instead of the opposite direction, you can. Like during this area, I definitely did use my super right away. And then once I did that, I backed away and then just spam my linear. So we did took down all the barrier champions, so that's the good news. So everything seems to be good to go. Now I just have to take my time dealing with the boss. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. The more DPS you do the Shrieker, the more ads that spawn. It just gets better and better. And I am picking up as much heavy as I can. I was trying to be very cautious. I don't remember at this phase if when you kill the Arc Captains, they don't despawn anymore. I don't remember 100% because each of the battlegrounds is completely different. There's times where they do infinite spawn, and then there's times for the phase that they don't spawn at all during a specific phase. Yeah, I know, it's confusing, right? Like for this phase, even though you take down the wizards, they're gonna spawn over and over again. And then there's some other battleground that where when you kill the captains, they don't spawn ever again. It's just infinite amount of ads. That's about it. But unfortunately for this phase, for this battlegrounds, you can see extremely not careful for this footage. There's gonna be infinite amount of ads, especially the wizards, from what I'm seeing right now. And then you just spam linear as much as possible just to get this done. But yeah, be very careful when going for the chase spot. Sometimes your character can slip from the wires. You can also turn invisible. One is trying to use is Void Tracking Attack, which is something they do on Sapphire's Song Nightfall. If anyone remembers during the last phase, they always spam that. And we finally took down the final boss. And we got platinum, so yay. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.